So the first step is to identify our horizontal asymptote. So the horizontal asymptote is going to be where? Y equals 1. We have a vertical shift of 1. So the first thing I'm going to do is sketch my graph, or my asymptote. Okay, and then next I'm going to plot my 2 points. And the first point I'm going to plot is the value of x. It gives me a 0. So what value of x gives me a 0 in the power? -4. So when x is a -4, okay, I get a 0. So 1/2 to the 0 is 1. Times this multiplier 8 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So here's my first point is -4, 9. So -4 up 9. So that gives me my first point. And then my next point, I'm going to choose to go to the right one or to the left one, depending on whether my base is a number that's greater than 1 or less than 1. So here my base is less than 1. So I'm going to pick a point 1 to the left. 1 to the left of -4 is -5. And so when I plug that in, I get -5 plus 4 is -1. That's going to invert my base. So the 1/2 becomes a 2. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So here's my critical point, -5 up 17. And so once I plot those 2 points, everything else will sketch, again, from the system, the graphing tool in the system. Once you have your asymptote and then your 2 points, it creates the rest of that sketch for you. So if we take this second example here, and we want to sketch the graph, we go through sort of 2 steps. The first step is to plot to sketch your horizontal asymptote. So here it's going to be y equals what? The vertical shift, which is -3. So I'll sketch that first. Okay, and then when I plot the 2 points, the first point I'm going to plot is the value of x. That gives me a 0 in my power. So what value of x will give you a 0 here? 3. And so 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 to the 0 is 1 times a -4 is -4 minus 3 is -7. So I have 3, -7 as my first point. Okay, and then I'm going to choose 1 point to the right, 1 to the left, depending on what my base looks like. My base is greater than 1, so I'm going to move 1 to the right. 1 to the right of 3 is 4. And so when I plug this in, 4 minus 3 is 1. 3 to the first is 3. Times the -4 is -12. Minus 3 is -15. So 4 and then -15 is my solution. And so when I connect these points, I'm going to get my graph. And this goes the direction that I was expecting. It is a negative out front, so it is going to reflect my original exponential growth.